Come here. All right, okay. Good girl. All right. That's my new dog here. Hey, she's a wild one. Hey, this little video clip you're about to see, I was going to put it in the middle of the next video I'm editing called Pine Bowl, and it's 12 minutes long, so I decided it was too long. I think this subject matter is so important that it just needs to be addressed separately and not put in the middle of a video. So, you know, this is not a video you would enjoy, but I do hope you pay attention, especially if you fall in the category that you haven't had a shingles vaccine, and maybe this will scare you into getting one, because I can absolutely guarantee you it ought to scare you. I wish I had listened, because I'm still got a lot of issues going on with it, and I don't know how much longer they'll last. But anyway, this video sort of starts out where I'm taking a break from turning the bowl. It's in the first turning is in the dehydrator drying, and it just sort of picks up from there. So you'll have to excuse it because it wasn't made for this purpose. But call your mama and watch this video. Maybe she'll give you some wisdom. I'll see you later. Bye. Well, hello. I'm going to take a little interlude here from this bowl that's still in the dehydrator to try to maybe scare a couple of people. I don't know. I want people to get their shingles vaccine because I am going through and have gone through one of the most horrible experience I've ever had in my life. Today is the 15th week and 5th day since I found out I had shingles. And I still have it today. I've gone through 3 viral treatments, and now I'm on a drug called Lyrica. I don't like it. It has a lot of side effects, but anyway, I thought I would relay my experience, and you know, maybe 1 or 2 people will just run over and get their shingle vaccine. Now, the shingles vaccine used to be very expensive, but it's not now. They got the new one out. It's a lifetime one. It's 2 shots. My wife got it. She went over to the pharmacy and got it. It cost her $15. I mean, it used to be $200 or $300, but it's $15 now, so I strongly recommend it. Anyway, about 15, almost 16 weeks ago, I noticed I had, like, right in here, like it started hurting. And first I thought, well, I got maybe an ear infection or something. And then right down in my neck right here, it got really sore. And then shooting pains started going up inside of my head. And they were like lightning bolts. And I'm telling you, it was an experience, put it to you that way. I'm not trying for any pity here, believe me. But anyway, let me get my train of thought going here, because none of this is totally unscripted. It's just me talking. But then I noticed, you know, I had this little patch or something right in here, and I didn't pay much attention to it. And I asked my wife, I said, "What is that?" She said, "Well, I don't know." And you know, it looked like maybe I'm highly allergic to poison ivy, and I have woods all around me. So she said, "Well, did you get any poison ivy?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." So, you know, that's what it sort of looked like. So the next day, I mean, the pain was getting, oh my God. If you'd walk across a room and it hit you, you'd change directions, how bad it was. So anyway, the next day I went to see my doctor, and he looked at it and said, "Well, Larry, you got shingles." And he put me on antiviral, and within, the next day, all of this pain just went away. I thought, well, that really worked. I got it whipped now. But then I started getting a whole bunch of more things, and I'm going to show you in a second, okay? They're still there. It went down here. It's down to right here in my chest, and back on my shoulder blade, and it goes up into my hairline in the back of my neck, which was the most painful around my neck, because I went for 8 weeks without wearing a shirt of any kind. I took an old shirt and cut it out so I could at least, you know, have half a shirt on. But I couldn't possibly wear a shirt. I couldn't even wear a soft cotton t-shirt. I mean, that's how bad it was. I'll give you something to compare to. People say it's not describable, but parts of it are. It felt as if I had Been out in the sun all day long yesterday and got the worst sunburn I ever had in my life, because you couldn't even touch it. Well, that was a little later on. It wasn't right away. So right away, I get back to the progression of it. All the things formed, and at first they were just like red bumps, and then a day or two later they became blisters. So I had blisters here and all the way down here and back here and up my neck, but they weren't painful. I mean, you could put your hand on them, it didn't bother you. They were just there and they sort of felt numb. Well, then the blisters busted. I didn't bust any of them, and scabs formed. And admittedly, I did pick a scab or two off. It's just an old habit from being years ago. But scabs formed, and then they went away. And then the itching started. Severe itching, which sort of like reminded you of like when you have something and it starts itching. You say, well, it's healing now. That's just a sign that it's healing. But the itching was quite severe, and it was 24/7. And no matter what you put on it, it wouldn't go away. It might for a little bit. The only thing that really felt good was a cold washcloth. So I went through a lot of them. But then finally the itching sort of subsided, or maybe I got used to it. And then the burning started. It started burning. Not all of it. I mean, you couldn't put your hand on a spot and say this is where it's burning. It was burning from here all the way down to here, and it was back to the sunburn. That's what it felt more like. But the burning was really bad. And then it started getting pains, like sharp pains, like nerve pains. This collarbone right here, I think, is a conduit for lightning strikes, because I would get this pain that would shoot down here into the rotator cuff, and that was really extremely painful. I mean, I changed direction several times on that one. But there's just I was on pain meds, hydrocodone, but they didn't do no good. I might as well took a drink of water. In fact, I was at one time I popped 2 at a time, and I might as well took 2 drinks of water, because it didn't do anything that I knew of. Now it may have, versus not having any pain meds, but it didn't make it go away. That's for sure. The nighttime was the worst. You couldn't, no matter what you did, you couldn't lay there. Something touched it, pillow, sheet, something. So you basically laid there with, your upper left half uncovered. And some nights pretty cold. We don't heat our bedroom, but some nights it's got pretty cold. But actually, that part felt good. So that went on. So this went for 8 weeks before I could actually put a shirt on. I mean, you look at it this way. If I had been a working person, a person that had to go into an office and wear a suit and tie, I couldn't have done it. There's no blanking way. I just couldn't have done it. So that went on for a long time. And I think I said I went through 3 series of antiviral. First one did some good there, but the rest of them, they didn't do nothing. In fact, I saw my doctor, and he said, they didn't do anything for you, did they? And I said, no, not a thing. He said, well, sometimes they do something for some people, and sometimes they don't. And you're a don't. So I went on with it, and now here we are, heading into the 16th week of this stuff, and still here, and it hurts as I speak. It seems like it got down into the ligaments and muscle here, and it's nerves. I mean, some days it's better and some days it's not. I want to show you here, if I can get a little closer. This is not a striptease. You ladies don't get excited now. So anyway, you come over here, and I can get in right in here just a little bit better. And see, this is still all here, and those used to be a whole lot bigger than that. And it run up here and on down on my shoulder, and you can see it's all the way down on my arm. Bear in mind, I'm getting close to 16 weeks. Those things ought to be gone, and they're really tender. And down inside here is where it's worst. It's real stiff and it burns, but It's some days it gets better and some days it doesn't. So all I wanted to say here, you guys, I mean, if you're like 50 and over, it's recommended that you get the shingles vaccine, even if you didn't think you had chicken pox. In order to get shingles, you must have had chicken pox because the virus resides in the nerves that left over from the chicken pox, and something triggers it. Now, I don't know what triggered mine. I guess maybe I'm not a political person, but I watched all that mess on TV, and actually I went to my doctor about this on January the 7th, and I wasn't upset, but I was bothered, you know. I mean, what was happening just wasn't right, so, and it did bother me. But you know what? I didn't watch any more news for 2 months after January 7th. I just totally did not watch any news. I just couldn't take it anymore. So that's what happened there. But anyway, what I want to say, guys, you don't want this, man. You do not want this. This totally disables you. I mean, you can't do a damn thing except sit there in your chair watching TV for like 8 weeks. Now, these shingles, there's a whole lot of variations of it, you know. I got one of the worst cases. My doctor said one of the worst cases he'd seen. Said he's seen a lot worse, but mine was really high up there. But I got a friend that got it, and he got a patch on his head. Took the antiviral, and he was well in 4 days. My daughter's had it. Hers is down around her abdomen area, and she took the pills and got away, and it went away. So it's all. Some people, there's been people this goes on for years. So I hope I'm not one of them. So that's about it. I just implore you people to get this vaccine. Like I said, you do not want this crap. Nobody wants this. You don't want to wish it on your worst enemy. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, we got this COVID-19 vaccine out there, and there's a lot of people that won't take it. And I don't understand why they won't take it. I mean, it's been proven that, by millions of people. I mean, there's like 6 women over in the UK that had some blood clots out of I don't know how many millions of people that have had these vaccines. I mean, they are 0.0000001% of the total. So, personally, I would, investigate that, but I would basically ignore it otherwise. Not wishing these ladies any harm for sure. But, not taking the vaccine is a very foolish thing, guys. Very foolish. Because there's absolutely no case that the side effect is worse than the disease. I mean, the same thing applies to shingles. The side effects, no matter what they are, is not worse than the disease. So that's about all I got to say. Thanks for you guys listening to my tirade. I hope the message gets out to somebody.